Hello, Stropes here again. So today, I'm excited to have got my hands on some Carbonite boosters. I did not shell out for an entire box. I am still a little bit torn on how I feel about collector products and Star Wars Unlimited a little bit, to be honest. But I thought, might as well try it out, give it a shot. I spent a lot of time playing Magic the Gathering, and the whole kind of collector stuff and the way that the game went kind of soured me on that, which is why I switched over to Star Wars. So, but it's also like a product you can ignore if you don't really like it anyway. But I thought it might be fun just to open it. I like in the first few sets I had bought quite a lot of standard boosters, and then you start booster boxes and you start drowning in commons and stuff. So like I kind of get the urge to, like, after you buy two boxes, if you're just kind of chasing showcases, maybe you just buy these boosters, right, and try and get some more kind of fancy cards that you can put in your Twin Suns decks and stuff, right? So I get the kind of allure of them, but also, didn't know if I wanted to shop for the whole thing. But I do like the art on them quite a bit. You can kind of see Darth Vader's TIE Advance there on the front. I kind of love the art. I think they've done a nice job with the kind of panoramic cards going like all the way across. So hopefully, maybe we'll see kind of some of those. Although with three, we're probably not going to get like a panorama unless we get Vader plus Luke or something. But I quite like the art on them. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to chase 80 different variants, 80 different frames. I kind of when I got into this game thought maybe I'll just chase the standard kind of hyperspace foils, and not try and get like any kind of other variants. So we'll see. We'll see. And I also like keeping Twin Suns decks even, or just like having the same treatment, just because I visually like the look of everything looking the same. So I don't know if I like these prestiges, if they start doing them not on ships and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. I kind of probably just want all of my deck to be hyperspace foil. But like I said, I do like chasing showcases, and I like, that you do get hyperspace and hyper foils in this. So we'll see what we got here. We got a Von Reg. Um, Now another reason why I was kind of like hesitant on these packs is a lot of times standard foils are worth less than, normal um non-foil versions of cards, just because like, a lot of people don't play with them that much. I mean, like, you don't take them to a tournament because you can get like marked for foiling. So really, I kind of just wish these were like all uncommons, rares, and legendaries with increased drop rates or something, just because like I'm never gonna play these myself, and I don't really know who plays these, or like I don't even know anyone who collects these besides like I can imagine a full set completionist maybe collecting standard foils, but I think they're kind of few and far between. So I don't really like this whole slot, which, like, if I don't like this slot of the booster, I mean that's like half the booster right there. But I like all the stuff in the back, and I like increased chance of showcase, and also that like all of these are hyper frame at the very least is nice. I mean, it's just a nice kind of small upgrade, but plus these arts look really great, to be honest. I'm not sure about this character. I think he's from the Resistance cartoon, maybe one of the main enemies. But it really looks really awesome. Kind of looks like Samus almost or something there. Um, Anyway, we got First Order tie. I really like the art on a lot of these, but maybe we'll kind of focus on that when we get to the hyper. Really great sealed card there with the attack run. Gold leader. I mean, look at that. It makes such a nice playmat. I mean, it looks nice and full. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, maybe if you're the kind of person who just foils out your Twin Suns deck and then upgrades it with a hyper foil when you get them or something, like maybe. But I don't know. I'm probably just gonna put these in like a trade binder or sell them as a lot or something. In our prestige slot in this pack, we have gotten the Millennium Falcon Get Out and Push. So this is the starter deck rarity card that comes in the Han starter. Now we get into our hyperspace cards. We got two commons there. Yeah, I mean, especially like honestly, like I don't know, like I said, how much I'll be buying like of another set if they, like keep up with these, which I'm sure they will, because collector packs sell. But I mean, I just really love hyperspace framed artwork in this game, just because like when it's in spaceships, I guess I should say specifically, because look at that, it just looks like really fantastic. I know like all the cards look a little bit better, but especially in space without that borderless and on like a game mat, especially if it's like has outer space. I mean, these just look so good. These are common still, uncommon, War Juggernaut, something that we'll maybe be seeing play in Django. We will see. Upside down card is interesting. Don't usually see that, but a rare Pantoran Starship Thief. Yeah, and I mean even that, look at that without a border because when the border kind of like cuts off all this and then like this ends up looking really zoomed in, but like without the border, you see like the building so clearly. I think it's a kind of cool ability too, is like a pirate that kind of like gets onto a ship, like steals it, you know, really really interesting. Our hyper foil is covering the wing, which is where you create an X-wing and give a shield token to another unit. Again, awesome. Awesome. Like definitely be using like these kinds of cards. I kind of like collect these for the twin sons and a war juggernaut, which is nice to have. Okay, getting into our second pack here. Okay, let's see what we got. Admiral Trench. Kind of interesting ability that once you've got 6 resources, you can basically deploy him over and over and over again. But definitely more, I think, a constructed playable card than like sealed or draft playable, just because he deploys quite late and the format is quite fast. At least like this format. I mean, I know in prior sets that went a little bit slower. Maybe he'd have been a bit more usable, but not as much currently. All right, might kind of skip over some of these. Like I said, these are not exactly why I'm buying the packs. Although Wingman Victor 3 is a nice card, looks pretty interesting. Contracted Hunter, useful with Kazuda. We got a legendary though. We got Hondo Onaka, legendary there. Opened him in a my pre-release pool, where he's a little bit less useful. But colors on that look great, not foggy or anything like that. We got another version of the Falcon. This is the uncommon Falcon, which you find in main set. 6 cost, shielded, 5/5. When it's defending, attackers get debuff, which is pretty cool of you. But like, I have the high ground and like give it Sentinel or something. Maybe something to do in Twin Suns. Although 6 is kind of getting to the end of the game there, maybe. Wow, look at that. That just looks wow. I think I didn't even like see those swirls. That's what I mean. Like these get like almost cut off like by the border, but look at that. Like where that ship is like coming right at, yeah, man. And the colors on that blue, that orange. Wow. Eric Hibbler. Great. Great art on that. All right, direct hit. So the vehicle removal, kind of like a premium in those draft and sealed events. And that art, I mean, like I like that stylization. I know some people don't really like some of the stylized art on there. If it looks a little bit more cartoony, but really, I mean, like, I like that. I think that like smoke looks quite good coming off of there. Blue Squadron, Resistance Blue Squadron. It's a good kind of ETB, deals damage to stuff, I think. Yep, I was just kind of going off my memory based on the art. Wow, Von Reg's tie. That looks good. Looks good. So if Von Reg ever becomes a thing, it might be, nice to suit him up in there. Double hyperspace frames there. Really cool. I love that. Yeah, what's the colors on that? I think they're doing like whoever, I don't know. I'm assuming the artist does their own thing. They don't have like inking or like inkers like in comic books where someone comes along and colors everything in. But these colors, man, whoever, whether that's the artist or someone else, they got inkers, which inkers are artists too. But yeah, wow, just look at that purples, those blues, that red, I mean, wow, just looks great. Great. Razor Crest, awesome. This is all star for me. I was playing Wedge, Wedge Green in my pre-release, and he can put pilots on this for free, and that is super good because you can blow people out real easy. Because you can, especially if you can play this on 4, play a pilot for free. Then you bounce basically like whatever they played. So if they're playing, you know, if you're at that point in the game. Got a Quasar TIE Carrier, just a cool ship on there. We'll probably collect these Imperial Star Destroyers in hyperspace frame. And we got IG-88, so we got a rare. Yeah, borderless on there. Attached unit. When an enemy unit is damaged, it gets +3/+0. I really like these, and like I said, I kind of like collect these for Twin Suns. I'm really excited to play these in Twin Suns just because they're more modal. So that just like works out well, like better for curve, because like you can play this on 2 as a pilot, right? So this kind of acts as a 2 cost card in your deck, but also you can play it on 5 if you need. So you can kind of play it at different points in the game, and I think it really kind of opens up avenues that like didn't exist before. It kind of like can smooth out your deck and smooth out the math in it quite a bit. So I'm excited to do that. Get to our last pack here. Okay, let's see what we got. Thrawn. Okay. Yeah, again, I mean, I say this, I'll say it again, right? Like the when the frame cuts off this stuff, right? It really kind of messes with the framing of some of these cards. Whereas when they're borderless, right, like you get this really nice kind of angular thing, like we saw in that like pirated, like that pirate art, that space pirate art. So, right, I mean, this just looks fantastic. The border kind of really messes with like the art on some of these cards, especially like these, right? I mean, you really want your leader to look nice. You like plop it out on the table and like, look, here's my leader, right? But or I mean, the impact is just so much more when you kind of have this nice like cool like boom like frame around him, right? Looks really awesome. Art on that is great too. Face on there. Uh, Bor. Ooh, I don't know if I want to try and pronounce it. I'll probably get it wrong. Pendata Borgia something. Okay, we got these foils, standard frame foils. Grim Valor, really cool scene from a cool movie. Shuttle, I think that's like Krennic Shuttle. Yeah, okay, we got Ahsoka. You know, a good card. I mean, I really probably be finding a hyper frame version of this sometime, but I really like that. I think the art on this, right, like where the blade, right? I mean, like the blades are kind of curved, like they get larger and then smaller. Like it's like the art really looks like it's like uh coming like right out of the frame almost, right? Looks really cool. Although I think like the foiling, I mean, sometimes the foiling on these a little hit or miss. I think it's because of like color, right? Like on this one, it's almost so washed out that it's like hard to see parts of it. Um, I think like some stuff that has like more, let's see what else. Try and find like a good example of here. I mean, like especially, I mean, the cartoony art or more stylized art. I mean, like often has because they've got like sharper edges and sharp, like more defined stuff. Sometimes like the more I mean, like blended, the more, which often is like in more realistic artwork, it kind of, you end up with these kind of like blurry edges, which sometimes in foil are just like kind of like hard to see. Wow, just what I was looking for actually. I was kind of considering like buying one of these myself. Wow, awesome. Whoop, of course. I was gonna say, if I didn't drop something, probably not Strope's video, like either a deck showcase or an opening. So those probably fell out of order, but I was just trying to, didn't want to like squeeze that card all that much. But great, awesome. My channel thumbnail is The Mandalorian, so if that wasn't enough of a clue, I love The Mandalorian. And this is his ship, and it is in prestige foil. Let's see, trying to see like that kind of has like a little gold tint on there. Is that like I'm trying to see like where like the gray or not gold? I guess it's kind of like silver, right? Like a shiny kind of silver. But I do have a Mandalorian Twin Suns deck, so we'll see if this can find a way in there. I think I'll probably have to like adjust it some. I was gonna do a deck showcase of it, but I didn't want to put out like spam my channel with like hyperfoil decks. I do have a hyperfoil, all hyperfoil Mandalorian in Ray deck. But I thought I'd probably have to switch off to Cheer It or something. Um, just because like Mandalorian traded stuff is like I think you'll see this in Twin Suns going forward for like a set or two is just like when the game came out you kind of threw the best stuff in slot. I mean like that you could because like the pool was pretty small and we do not have like enough Mandalorians for stuff like This Is the Way and things like that to hit as much when the deck size increases quite as much as it has. And yeah, like those decks, Twin Suns decks that rely on traits, whether that's Force trait or Mandalorian trait, might have to wait a set or two before they can like fill themselves back out and have the math to get really good, really consistent draws. But I'm really excited for like pilots. I might do like a kind of new revamped version of the deck that kind of focuses more on pilots and the Mandalorian's ability to exhaust stuff, right? I'm really excited. I talked a little bit about pilots earlier on, but I mean, stuff like that. I'm just really excited to kind of explore that design space. And yeah, I mean, look at that. It kind of almost looks like the light is reflecting off of that ship, like it's 3D on there. That just looks so good. Awesome. Okay. So we'll get into our other. We got like hyper, just like normal hyper frames. So just some kind of more bulk, bulk there. You're all clear, kid. Though, maybe bulk, but really great card if you're in sealed or draft, and in those colors. Okay, we got a legendary borderless or hyperspace profundity, right? I mean, like again, I talk about the space, talk about the art on the space cards. I mean, just look at that. It just looks so awesome when it has no frame on it, which is kind of what tipped me over the edge into buying these, even though I didn't kind of want those um standard frame foils all that much, but just like seeing right like these cards and collecting these like cards that like these borderless cards, I mean they just look so nice, so cool. Although I'm like thinking these ships, I'm trying to think like I don't know, like constructed wise, how playable a lot of these ships will be. I know they increased the legendary drop rate, but I mean that's kind of moot almost like if none of them are really that playable, right? As opposed to rares which are more playable sometimes, so I don't know. I mean like sure, increase the legendary chance. It is 9, so you can get this out for like 8 with Han 2 or something. I think it's got the when played, when defeated, choose a player, they discard a card from their hand, and then if they have more cards in hand than you, then another one. But I just don't even know about that. It doesn't force the discard, so I mean they're just gonna hold a super laser blast or something to deal with you. Like if you're playing control, this seems like an anti-control card, right? To kind of peel the rest out of their hand, like those red heroism stuff kind of are, like K2, and I think it's like a senatorial corvette or something that like makes them discard. But this doesn't make them completely discard. So, like I said, they're just gonna hold their removal or hold their wipes because it doesn't like actually deal with that unless you have like another way. But like at 9, you kind of need to do that. And also, it's not really playable, I don't think, in sealed or draft because costs too much, and I don't think you're really ever gonna get up to that amount there. We got an uncommon decimator of dissidents. So yeah, cool Imperial card there. I love the designs on those. This one kind of looks a little boxy, though. Interesting design on that, though, with the kind of like combined tie with like an almost Star Destroyer design, but cut up, combined with like a tie with like that window and stuff. So it's a kind of cool mishmash of Imperial art. I'm not sure exactly what this ship is from. When you deal indirect damage, it costs 1 less to play, so it comes out on 3 for a 3/5 with overwhelm is pretty cool. But I don't know, like Twin Suns. I usually kind of collect these for Twin Suns. I don't know how indirect damage would be in Twin Suns. Maybe it would work, especially if they keep it going forward. But I mean, like, yeah, even if you threw every single indirect damage card into a Twin Suns deck, it might be a little rough. But we'll see. We'll talk about it when we go into the to Boba Twin Suns deck tech here soon. There's a Phoenix. Yeah, awesome. Wow, look at that. Look at those colors. But back to these decimators. So I skipped ahead of myself there for a second. I will definitely be posting a Twin Suns build using the new leaders like I did for the last set for Twilight. I had done a Twin Suns build for Ahsoka, Twin Suns build for General Grievous. We are going up cards, so I might have to increase the budget a tiny bit, but we'll see. The card should drop on official release weekend, which is next weekend, because this is just the pre-release. So prices are a little bit high till everybody gets their product that they paid for shipped all the way out. But be on the lookout for those videos. I will definitely be building a Boba Fett indirect damage Twin Suns deck and making it as good as we can make it. Other than that, thank you for watching. If you want to see more, I'll probably post a box opening. I did pre-order some stuff, but that probably won't ship until next weekend. I just picked this stuff up at the pre-release. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, you want to see more stuff like it, or you want to see that Twin Suns build, make sure that you hit that subscribe, hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. Thank you. Goodbye.